Me?
No, you.
You?
Well, regardless, we have a lesson to teach.
We have a lesson to teach?
Lesson? A lesson on the structural unit, of course.
Oh, the structural unit lesson.
Yeah, that structural unit.
Huh. Well, guess we better teach these people the structural unit then.
The structural unit can take many forms. It's used in everything from delivering a formal education lesson, like in this video, to even crossing over a makeshift bridge. At the conclusion of this lesson, students will be able to identify the three main parts that make up the anatomy of a basic structural unit. At the conclusion of this lesson, students will be able to list at least two key components within each phase of a basic structural unit. This lesson will take you through the framing, content, and closing of the basic structural unit using an example lesson and the whole part whole method.
Well, good morning, students. Welcome to today's lesson on how to tie your shoe. By the end of this lesson, you will learn a new way to tie the slip knot to finish off your laces. Knowing how to properly put on your shoes is a daily necessity and will better your life in the future. I will start by describing the knot that we'll be using, then demonstrating it, and then allowing you all to try it yourselves. Sounds good? Great. So first, I'm going to take both ends of the laces in either hand and start by just making a simple overhand knot. Then in each hand, I will make a loop or bunny ears and cross those over to tie another overhand knot and pulling tight to finish. Now before I demonstrate, do any of you have any questions? Great. So again, each end in each hand, start by tying a simple overhand knot. Then I'll grasp a bite or bunny ears in either hand, make another overhand knot, and pull tight to finish. That is our knot. Any questions before I allow you all to try it? Great. Here you all go. Great work, everyone. I really enjoyed when I saw Sarah helping Jimmy when I was over with Karen. Really glad I saw that. Thank you. And just to wrap up, let's all go through the steps again together. First, we grasp each end in either hand, tie a simple overhand knot, make bunny ears in each end, tie another overhand knot, and pull tightly to finish. Wonderful. Now go forth and wander this world in your tied shoes. And you can also seek out new ways to tie your shoes too.
Framing. In this part of the video, you saw me identify how I will introduce the topic and my lesson. It included a hook to capture and engage students. I shared student learning outcomes, an overview of the lesson, and why is the topic relevant to my students. Content. This is the majority of the lesson. It often uses progressions building from simple to more complex. The design should address multiple learning styles. You should also make it experiential. In this video, I use the 3 Ds: describe, demo, do. This whole video is an example of whole part whole. CDPR is another one. You will learn about that more on ISP. Check for understanding throughout the lesson and again before closing to determine progress towards student learning outcomes. Closing, wrapping up the lesson and creating momentum for future learning. Imagine tying off a balloon with a knot so the knowledge doesn't deflate. Leave appropriate time for your closing. Summary of key points, direct references to student comments and actions. Conclude with a takeaway message. I'm going to ask you, the viewer, to pause the video and write out the 3 phases of a basic structural unit, along with at least 2 bullet points for each of their components. Continue playing when finished. Did your notes look like this? If they do, great. If they don't, no worries. You can pause the video now and copy down the rest. Or you can pause the video and take a screenshot and use it for later.
Now to wrap up this inception lesson on the structural unit. In review, we identified the 3 main parts that make up the structural unit, as well as the components within those larger parts. Hopefully this lesson will make you more comfortable when you ask to create your own lesson on ISP, using this framing, content, and closing structure. You'll even receive a packet just like this, that's outlined everything I've talked about in this lesson, as well as help organize your own. Thanks for watching. I hope you have a blast on ISP.